Hey everyone, welcome back to the Microwave Lab. And today we've got an awesome piece of vintage CB radio gear. This is the GE Help emergency or portable CB radio, and the idea with this is you keep it in your glove box or in your car, and if you had a flat tire or an emergency, you would plug it in and pop your antenna on your roof and yell for help. Before cell phones, this was probably the best way to do it. And I've heard anecdotes that local police stations would monitor channel 9, which is the emergency channel for emergencies, and that's probably gone by the wayside by now. But I'd like to think that if somebody had this and had an emergency, they could actually get help with it. So we're gonna check it out, and so here's the unit. I mean, it looks like the original Motorola brick cell phone. Let's see what else. What do we got on this? I didn't even read this label. Let's see, what do we got? Full performance CB radio systems, compact size for convenient storage, complete system ready for easy setup, includes 20 channels, magnetic mount antenna, cigarette lighter, power adapter. Cool. All right, so here's the antenna. This is just like a regular antenna that extends out. It's about 3 feet long. I'm not going to bother with that. We've got the cigarette lighter adapter, regular coaxial power plug, 3-amp fuse in here. I checked. This is about 10 feet long. This is about 6 feet long. I don't want to unravel it right now. And here's the antenna base. And the astute among you will notice here that the antenna base has an RCA connector, and this RCA is Radio Corporation of America, and this is the same connector you'd see in black and white on the back of your TV, and so this is just repurposed for this. And I'm skeptical if this wire is not actually like RF coax wire, or if it's the same kind of wire you'd see in an audio system, which is still shielded cable, and it's probably fine for this purpose. So I'm not going to split this open and check it, but so the magnet on here is actually really strong. I stuck it to a metal cabinet earlier, and it was definitely strong enough to hold this down at highway speeds. And so I'll just try to get this. It sort of twists open, and then you pull this little doodad off, and then the cable's in a mess. But this sort of a twist. It's almost like a BNC. It's got the little nubs on there, but it doesn't fit a BNC. I tried it already, and so you just kind of twist lock that in there. Pretty innovative. I think it's cool, and everything's branded. You got the G label in there and some metallic paint. And so that's kind of just, I thought it was funny that it has an RCA connector for the antenna. So we'll take a look over at the unit here, and there's again the RCA connector for the antenna and the power DC 12 volts. And so the unit's pretty simple on the front operation. This I'm mostly impressed by this the detents on this rotary switch. They're like really the clicks are really solid. The detent is really good, and the numbers are only every other channel. So channel 9 is the major marking there, and then in between is 10, and then 11, 12, 13, etc., all the way up to 40. And then here's the I guess the RF gain receiving range. My guess, I'm not going to take this apart just because I opened it up already to poke around, and it's pretty crowded in there. It's hard to see what's really going on, but my suspicion for this is like a sliding rheostat or potentiometer or something, and it has a voltage divider with the on the receive, and so that's my guess is how that operates. Nice big push to talk button, ka-chunk microphone in here. This is the volume and on off, pretty standard like most radios. Clicks on, and then volume up, and then we've got two 7-segment displays in here for the channels. We'll get that plugged in a minute, and then a power and transmit LED that changes colors, and the microphone is right in here. If I didn't point that out, the little tiny hole there. So big speaker here, and I bought this mainly to test my own radio in my car if I wanted to make some adjustments and just see how it worked, see on the listen in and see how I sound. So that was the main reason for this. This was $15 on Craigslist, and it came with everything, and it's in absolutely excellent shape. And so I couldn't really complain. And I like the sticker in here. It's funny. Attach whip antenna to magnet base. Fully extend whip and place on car roof. Plug adapter into cigarette lighter. It's funny they call it cigarette lighter still, and that's what I call it. But now it's auxiliary power or accessory power or something, because nobody really smokes in their cars anymore. turn volume switch to on, select channel, press bar, and request assistance or information, release bar, and listen for reply. And I love the image here of the lady, like, you know, mildly concerned looking, holding the radio. But anyway, that's about it for the what's included. And with this RCA connector, obviously it's not standard for antennas or RF, so I had to cobble together this connector. I've got this looks like some connector somebody made at some point here, and so I took that piece there. I don't know what this end on the other end is. Obviously RCA focus, Jesus, okay, RCA male, and then I don't know what this connector is on this side, but I just connected a BNC. Let's see, this is two separate pieces. I can't separate this, but it's just a short end of coax to the conductor in there, and then jumped over to, there's some solder on the outside here to the RCA for ground, and then now we've got BNC. So we're gonna connect it to the oscilloscope, and we'll measure power and see what the waveform looks like. All right, we've got our all powered up here. No, we don't want that. Or just turn down the volume. Yeah, that's better. I'll just turn it local. Okay. One detail I thought was kind of cool was if you look at this LED, it indicates green is power on, and then red is transmit. If you look inside, it's actually two. You can see when we transmit, it switches to red. It's two modules inside of one housing, and you can see it kind of shifts from left to right, left on green and right on red, and that's just a cool little detail. I guess it's not an RGB LED, it's just an RG LED. So nice little detail there. So what I'm going to do first is we'll measure. Got the oscilloscope hooked up here, 30 dB of attenuation dialed in, and first we'll measure dead key voltage, and then I'm going to use my signal generator app to generate 1 kilohertz tone, and then we'll put that through the mic, and we'll measure peak envelope voltage, and then calculate, I'll do all the number crunching off camera, and then we'll see what the power looks like. So first will be dead key. I've already got it pretty much set up for that. We're just dead keying, and we're going to look at the max value there, and it's fluctuating just a little bit. If I can hold the camera steady, it was about 600, jumping around a little bit. We'll call it 650 millivolts. So I'm just gonna dead key 650 millivolts. Okay, so now this is gonna sound pretty annoying. Well, actually, first I'm gonna set the scope up. I gotta change the time base. I'll just do a little test here with the radio. Audio check, audio check here, audio check, audio check. Looks like my trigger could be a little higher. All right, there, that's good. Okay, so now we'll get the signal going. It's gonna sound terrible on camera, but I'll just put this over to the mic, over to the speaker, and it's a little bouncy, but I'll adjust the trigger a little bit. I think we need it just a little bit higher. Let's try again. Measurement's stable, so we'll do 1.12 volts max value. Okay, geez, that sound is horrible on camera. So we've got 1.12 volts, and so that's obviously attenuated by 30 dB. So I'm going to use this equation here to crunch the numbers, and we'll see what the power looks like. All right, I got done doing the numbers here, and I just had, I don't know, an epiphany. I don't know what the right word is, but it turns out I've been doing my power calculations incorrectly, and so I have to go back and check out my other videos, and I don't want to spread any misinformation, so I have to go back, and I'm probably just going to delete the videos and reshoot them. Turns out my calculation was for power was wrong, so I'll run through it. We have dead key voltages that we measured. Use this equation to figure out, this is our output voltage, and our input was pre-attenuation, so we calculate the adjusted voltage, and then we have to divide by square root of 2 to find the RMS voltage, and then we use RMS voltage to calculate power. So these are the adjusted values, divided by square root of 2, we get dead key and peak PEP. So calculating, we get just over 4 watt dead key, and we're swinging 12.5 watts. So ideally you'd want this to be about 4 times this, so you'd want it to be about 16, but this is pretty darn good. I'm honestly blown away by this radio. The waveform looked good. That 1 kilohertz wave or sound from my phone is a little bit harsh, and sometimes you get a little bit of an ugly sine wave on the scope. But just with the voice, there's nothing. Just speaking into the radio, there's nothing crazy going on with the signal. It's not. There's no weird spikes. It's not clipping. It's not overmodulating. Nothing weird going on. So I'm really impressed with this radio. I can't wait to use this for testing my radio in my car, just to see what I sound like, or test the receive, and make sure my antenna is working, etc. So anyway, if like I said, $15 on Craigslist. These are probably on eBay go for a lot more because they're vintage. But just you can pick one of these up if it looks like it's in good shape. You've got well enough power to screw around and do some testing, and maybe even make some on-air contacts. I did a little bit of receive testing on this with an RF or I forget what the machine is called. It's a big old machine. It's an RF test kit, something along those lines, where you can send a simulated receive signal into this and see how sensitive it is. And it's not that great compared to other radios, but so you'll have to be close by to hear someone. But anyway, that's about it for this video. It got a little bit longer than I anticipated, but I just really wanted to show this old school equipment still works really well. So that's all for now. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.